guys, welcome back to Z&A&A Just Adam Edition, where I spared you the travel. Today I'm gonna be playing for you guys Final Fantasy XIV Reborn. I just teleported to Ul'dah and found where I'm supposed to be, the Royal Promenade. I more or less got my ass directly here without getting lost. I wish I had kept that on camera. Anyway, let's hear what Raubahn has to say.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanamo herself!
And Raubahn as well!
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore! Hurrah! Raubahn! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ur dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold, where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
You again.
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return.
Do not! God damn it. These fucking fingers of mine. Well, I guess we're going to Limsa Laminza now. Laboring under a monarch, though. I'm feeling like if I enjoy what Blosswin has to say, I'm probably gonna join the Maelstrom. I remember what it was. They've got the Gridanians have this sort of imperious elven thing going on. Which doesn't gel well with me. Even though I enjoy, the aesthetic of living in the forest and harmony with nature. It's the holier than thou attitude that I just can't get behind. Talk to me, baby. Alright, cutscene. Try not to spit this time, idiot. Alright.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas
Alright,
and beyond.
Time travelers. I'm pretty sure they're time
Ah,
travelers.
yeah, ah, yeah, ha.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you?
They've got clocks
It
on their
is a
glasses.
rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Gallian Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilfir's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom.
You're time travelers.
Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Gallian Empire. Even now, the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral! Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Yep.
Oh, where's me cutlass?
This feels.
I'll follow ye to the 7 hells, Admiral!
Alright, time travelers.
Fancy meeting you again.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Lominsa is plagued by 2 beast tribes. The first are the Fish-Lycy Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the middle of Minson's backyard. And that is to say not of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions. And while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Laminsons are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be valuable to their crew is beyond question. And not only that, it sounds like they have the most urgent thing. Infighting is the biggest threat to survival when faced with a war. This has been Philia. You're well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service is now concluded? Yes, a moment ago you say. What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we are to have them at the Waking Sands. Not due to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. They're drinking all the beer. I mean... Go back to the Waking Sands, and, hold on. Let's jump down a line. And we're gonna wind up joining up with Maelstrom here. I know we're probably gonna have to... Chocobo Keep, can you take me to, oh, that's not, fuck it. I saw Chocobo Keep somewhere. Flupa. Chocobo Keep! Nope, never mind. Yeah, a little sparkle. I have an insane vertical. Like, for real. You know what's really funny to think about? I bet you they didn't change the jump height for Lalafell. Bait discovered nearby. What kind of bait? No thanks. That sounds like one of the ones that I can't win. Swear game. Interesting. I should do that. Later. That? Blind Nimbus! You bastard! I want to cool him out. Entering the Solar. Welcome back. Were the Grand Company's leader's words as illuminating as you'd hoped? Each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you. I say it to myself at work all the time. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect upon your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer complete. Give me that quest experience, a little bit of Gil. Time travelers!
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies, as though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alizé, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Well, storm off Certus. Yes, I will join the Maelstrom. Alright, well, I reckon that's about all we have time for in this episode. Next. Links to our social media and Ko-fi are in the description below, and blah 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 blah. If you enjoyed what you saw, you should leave us a like and comments that we know you're right. And if you didn't enjoy what you saw, then you should let us know what we're doing wrong so we can fix it. as always, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!